Hi, I'm Nelson. Welcome to Selling Success. We're the experts in relationship selling. We believe passionately in helping our customers build great value for their clients. Well, I said next time we spoke the blossom would be on the trees, and it is, and the sun's shining, and we're now moving into spring, and how the world around us, the physical world that is changing. And the other thing is the commercial and the economic world is changing as well, and it continues to change. I'm delighted to see a lot more positive news around, and I hope it's having a positive effect upon your business and your pipelines and your sales pipelines. And it's got me thinking, as I've been talking quite recently at a few breakfast meetings and with other businessmen and women, how the world of client attraction, of candidate attraction, if you're in recruitment terms, is changing dramatically. And the traditional ways we've done business are changing. And they're changing in ways that we cannot comprehend, and at the moment we don't know, because these models, these medium such as social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, some of those have been around for a while, but they're now having an impact upon the way you attract candidates and businesses attract customers. And I like to think of it as just an extension of the pipeline of pulling people in. But what you've got to do is put the right message out there to attract the right people. And so often what I see are people just tweeting or talking about their own business and what they've got to sell, rather than engaging with their customers and trying to understand what their businesses are and where the business problems are. Now, this issue is not going to go away. If anything, it is going to accelerate over the next 4 to 5 years as it becomes harder and harder to attract customers. And those of you who are aware of this, who are alive to it and are woken up to it, will be doing your best to engage. And those that aren't, well, I don't wish to offend you or worry you, but if you don't wake up pretty quickly, you may find in 4 to 5 years' time you don't have a business to run and none of your customers are talking to you. So why is this important, and why is it such a big issue? What is happening in the world around us? Well, marketing people talk in terms of 3 types of groups. First of all, there are those like me who were born just before 1964, which makes me a baby boomer. Then there are those that come after us, but born before the 90s, and they are the Generation X guys. And then you've got the Generation X guys the Generation Y guys, which have now been called Millennials, and they are typically over the age of 18, but under the age of 32. And they were born after 1980. And why are all these people so important? What's so significant about them from a marketing perspective? Well, the baby boomers, people like me, we traditionally use the local newspapers, we watch the television, we use email, and we can generally be got hold of using the telephone. And those are the traditional forms of sales and marketing, and those are the ways we engage with these people. And guess what? Our business models have survived and succeeded around those models. But the young people, the millennials, they don't work that way. You talk to any young man or woman under the age of 32, and they probably do have a personal email account, but if you look at how much they read email, it's very small. If you talk to these young people who've been brought up in a virtual world on an Xbox or a PlayStation, they're very much used to and very comfortable in a digital world. They live in a digital world. In fact, they're often described as digital native, which actually, if you work that out the other way around, makes me and people like me digital immigrants, and a whole set of challenges that comes with that. Now, over the next 5 to 10 years, the baby boomers who've been traditionally in charge of making business decisions are going to make way for the Generation X guys, and they're somewhere between the two. And increasingly, unless you're engaging in social media in the right way to attract your candidates, to attract your clients, and have a social media strategy or presence that promotes your brand, then you're not going to have any customers knocking on your door. Or if you do, you'll have a declining number. And it'll decline potentially quite quickly as buying patterns shift and change. And we've got the whole issue of the internet and how people are buying more and more things on the internet and using the internet as a medium to deliver their business and to procure and attract candidates and clients. So I would encourage you all to get out there to experiment with this. Experiment, yes, because really nobody out there is an expert in this. Nobody knows this brave new world we're going into. There are lots of pioneers, there are lots of people, aficionados, gurus who know about this, who know ways to make money, but it's not the only way, and nobody really has a full understanding of the world that we're moving into. And do you know what I notice as I travel around and talk to people? is that it's actually those businesses that are struggling who are grasping this new environment, who are looking into it with the greatest degree of enthusiasm and energy. And it's those businesses that are succeeding and making plenty of money that aren't, because they don't see the need. And you know, it's those businesses that I feel sorry for, because it's those that, unless they wake up, may find themselves in 3, 4, 5 years' time with no business at all. So, I'm going to be talking about this at a breakfast meeting in Sandbach on the 10th of May, so I'd love to see any of you there. We're also running some training days, an open training course for one day on Introduction to Selling, and that's in the end of May. I'm doing one also, that's also in Sandbach. We're doing one in the North Midlands in June, and I'll be around the country in June, July with a couple of my colleagues talking about this whole issue of social media. So we'd love to see you. We'd love to have you come along. But in the meantime, I hope you're going to enjoy the spring weather. I hope your gardens are going to be in bloom like mine, and your vegetable patch is growing, and I look forward to talking to you. And as I say, you talk to me, you tweet to me, tell me how things are going. I'd love to hear from you. And thank you very much for listening. You take care. Bye-bye for now.